Good evening. I'm Jason Houlihan, the Executive Director of Marketing and Events, and this is.
I'm Gracie Martinez, Dean of Outreach and Enrollment Services.
And we'd like to welcome you guys to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, wherever you guys are watching this. But our intention today is to walk you through Freedom to Dream 2.0 and to seniors in high school watching today, families, parents, anybody who might watch this later. Our goal is to walk you through a lot of the decisions that you guys have. I know there's a lot of decisions in the next few months that people have to make. But Freedom to Dream 2.0 is really designed to remove a tuition barrier and make a pathway into college simple, structured, and achievable. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what Freedom to Dream is, how you can qualify for Freedom to Dream, and we'll talk through a lot of the qualifications. And then what are some of the steps you can take to take advantage of this program if you would love to, and we'd love for you to do that. So we'll kind of start with like, what is Freedom to Dream? So Freedom to Dream covers full tuition and some fees for up to 60 credit hours. And 60 credit hours is an associate's degree. We have other opportunities available like certificate level 1 or level 2, and those could be less credit hours than 60, but we'll cover up to 60. And there's academic and workforce pathways available. All 180 of our associate's degrees are available to you. So whether it's culinary, welding, aviation maintenance, English, philosophy, music, all of that stuff's covered. So whatever your dream is, it could potentially be covered by Freedom to Dream if you qualify. And then this program supports any students who qualify all the way from enrollment to completion up to 60 credit hours. So promise that we talk to you guys a little bit about what are the program requirements. Number one, you have to live in the Del Mar College taxing district. And so to make that a little bit easier for people to understand, that's the following school districts: Corpus Christi ISD, Calallen ISD, Flower Bluff ISD, Toloso Midway ISD, West Oso ISD, are parts of London ISD and Robstown ISD. It doesn't matter if you're renting or if you own a home or you live with your parents, you live with your grandma, your grandpa, uncle, none of that stuff matters. What matters is that you live in the Del Mar College taxing district, that you reside in that district. So if you meet that criteria, the next thing that you're going to have to commit to is enrolling in college full time. And full time in college is 4 classes or 12 credit hours. So 12 credit hours again equals 4 classes. We'll pay for more than that. So if you want to take 15 credit hours, 18 credit hours, probably don't want to go beyond that, but somewhere in that range, we'll still pay for it. And the requirement is you're enrolled full-time in fall and spring semesters. A question that might come up, and has come up in a few of these other sessions that we've done, is what about summer? Well, you can enroll in summer too, just not summer 2026. So summer 2027, we'd cover it if you want to enroll. Summer 2028, we cover it if you want to enroll. It's just that fall and spring semesters, you have to do at least 12 credit hours. The next requirement is that you maintain a 2.0 GPA. So that's just a C average. So if you have dual enrollment from your past or you did college credits, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second, you have to have a C average coming in. But when you get in the program, you also have to maintain that C average. And then the last thing is, it's a commitment from both sides. There's a commitment from Del Mar College, and there's a commitment from you in being part of this program. So there's a student success agreement. And a student success agreement is just saying, hey, I'm committed to completing my dream. Whatever that dream is, whether that's a continuing education credential or that's a certificate, level 1, level 2, or an associate's degree, whatever that is for you, the commitment is, hey, I'm going to be committed to finishing that. However hard that is, whatever I need to do, I'm going to get there. And then the college commitment is, we're going to do everything in our power to support you in getting to wherever you want to be. So that's what the student success agreement is. And that'll happen at the very end of the process. If you meet all the qualifications, you do all that, we have a student portal called WebDMC. You'll log in, you'll sign that student success agreement, and then you're part of the program. You don't need to do that again. As long as you maintain these program requirements, you're all good. You're going to work all the way to finishing whatever you started at Del Mar College. A little bit more about who's eligible. There's 3 student populations that are eligible for Freedom to Dream 2.0. High school graduates, So if you're a high school graduate and you're going to graduate in May or June of 2026, or maybe you're at Richard in Melbourne, or maybe you're at Coles High School and you're graduating all like right now or in June, you qualify, right? You just have to be a 2026 graduate or GED recipient. And dual enrollment students are eligible regardless of the number of credits you've earned. So you could be a dual enrollment student. You could have earned, 30 credit hours. You still qualify. But remember, you have to have a 2.0. You have to have a 2.0 GPA if you have any prior college. The other audience for this is adult learners. And that's just a college term for people that aren't graduating in 2026. So maybe you're 24, you're 30, 40, 50, whatever you are. If you have completed 12 hours or less of college, you could qualify. But one other thing, and I'll explain this, 18 attempted hours is the max, right? So a hypothetical that came up is I completed 12 hours, but I also withdrew from 6 credit hours. Well, you could still qualify with that, right? You have a C average, you did that.
Right.
If you have attempted any more than that, like if you took 9 hours and you withdrew from 9 credit hours but completed 12, then you don't qualify because you're over the attempted hours that are part of the parameters of this program. And at the end, Gracie and I will answer any questions you guys have if that doesn't make sense. But basically, those are the 3 populations: high school students who are graduating in 2026, dual enrollment students that are graduating in 2026, and then adult learners who are they're not high school graduates, right? You're older than that. You finished high school before. So what pathways and opportunities do you have? Number 1, you could jump into a degree program right now if you're college ready. And don't freak out if you're like, what does college ready mean? College ready, all it means is you're ready for the program that you want to go into. And so it could be a little bit different depending on what you want to go into. Like, let's say biology or engineering. Well, you're going to have pretty good math scores. And we're just trying to set you up for success. We don't want you to come in here and struggle and fall of 26 and feel like, oh, college isn't for me. It's not that. We just maybe need to do a little bit of prep before. So there's some opportunities for you to get your scores up if you want to go into a program that requires higher Texas Success Initiative or TSI scores. And if you want to know what a RIM level is for a program that you're interested in, if you go to the bottom of the delmar.edu page, you can talk to an AI agent. His name's Val the Viking, and he'll tell you. Just type in, hey, I really want to get into engineering. What are the reading, English, and math scores or TSI scores I need to be in engineering? And he'll tell you. After that, you can, and if you don't know, we'll help you.
No.
Reach out to us. We'll tell you if you can get into that program. So number 2, and I was kind of alluding to this, there's college prep courses to build your foundation. So one option you have is if you're really close, maybe you want to go to the Student Success Center. It's in the Venters building here on the Heritage campus. And you can come pretty much any hour they're open, get some tutoring help in math, reading, or English, and then come take the TSI again. Or take it for the first time over here in the White Library. We're in there, right? We're in here right now. The testing center, I believe it's on the 4th floor.
Yeah,
It's
third floor.
3rd floor.
Mhm.
So the testing center's on the 3rd floor. They do take people on a walk-in basis, but it's probably better if you sign up for the test in advance, do some practice, and take the test. So that's option number 2, right, to get your scores up. Or last thing, maybe you're like, that's not me. I don't want to mess with no TSI tests. I don't want to do this RIM level stuff. Well, you have some options too. You could do any certificate level 1. So a lot of our programs, including aviation maintenance and I think non-destructive testing has it, and welding and a few other programs, mostly in our workforce side, have certificate level 1. You do not need TSI scores to go into those programs. We also have continuing education options for the first time as part of Freedom to Dream 2.0, and I'll let Gracie get into that right after this, what those options are. So those are things you could do without having to take the TSI test again. So really quick, what path is right for you? Already college ready, again, just means you're ready for the program that you want to go into. Then you can start your degree program in fall of 2026, full tuition covered and some fees. You go all the way to the end. You graduate, you're good. You can go to wherever you want to go. Maybe you want to go to Texas State, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, TAMUK. We'd love for you to do that. Those are all options for you. Maybe you need to build some skills first. So we talked about some TSI prep courses with the Student Success Center. The library offers free practice tests. And we're also messaging some students who are eligible for a course that they can take primarily for math to try to get their scores up over the summer. If you're not sure where you stand, don't worry. No big deal. A lot of students don't know where they stand, or people don't know where they stand. It's no big deal. Like, that's why we're here. So reach out to us. We can help you kind of see where you stand. And last thing, I know you can't scan a QR code on your phone or on your laptop probably, but you can go to delmar.edu/freedom. The first step to see if you qualify for this program or take advantage is to go to delmar.edu/freedom, fill out that form. It's just your name, your email, and some basic information. And if you're a parent, you can also put your information in to kind of follow along or get nudges to make sure your student completes all the steps that they need to complete to get into college. And you need to do that by April 30th.
Yes.
So you have a little bit, like 6 weeks to get this done. So do it today. Do it right now. Just open up that webpage, fill out the RFI, get that done. And then the other deadline for April 30th, because the biggest part about this program, and I can't believe I failed to say it at the very beginning, is this is first dollar in. Freedom to Dream is first dollar in. And what that means is you get to keep all your scholarship money, you get to keep all your financial aid money. It makes this program incredible. So we're trying to remove a barrier and put money in your pocket so you can deal with the true cost of college, like rent, books, gas. Gas right now, right? A lot of people like struggling with gas. So like this is to help with all of those things so you can get to campus, be successful, and not have to work full time and really focus on finishing whatever you start here at Del Mar College. So an important step is filling out a scholarship application, and you can do that at delmar.edu/scholarships. Go to that page. Takes about 15 minutes to fill out a scholarship application. Last year, they gave $2.6 million in scholarships. So that's a ton of money that you have access to help you achieve your dream. And then financial aid is the other thing you want to do. Fill out your FAFSA, get as much as you can. You may be eligible for Pell Grants and all kinds of stuff. So the last thing before I pass it off to Gracie, and we'll kind of look if we have any questions. You guys are welcome to ask any question you want. We'll answer it live. We do have an info session tomorrow. You're currently attending one virtually, but you're welcome to come to the Oso Creek campus. That's at 7200 Yorktown Boulevard, or at Rodfield in Yorktown, right at the corner. You'll see it, can't miss it. And we'll be in the main building and at the Oso Creek campus at about 5:30, and we'll do another info session like this in person. We'll have a lab open if you need to apply, fill out financial aid stuff, anything like that, so we can do some hands-on stuff. So if you'd like to attend, have the information up on the screen. But that's again tomorrow, Wednesday, March 18th, 5:30 at Oso Creek campus. And love to have you there. And then at the bottom, again, delmar.edu/freedom. All right, pass it off. Gracie, you want to hit on some of the big questions while I see if we have any viewer questions?
So, one of the questions that comes up a lot of times is, tuition and fees are covered. But one of the things that's not covered that Jason mentioned is that we do want you to apply for the scholarships. We do want you to apply for the financial aid because textbooks are not covered. Textbooks, you do need to pay for textbooks. You do need to cover the lab fees and program fees. And also those students that are, coming in that maybe have already attempted college, if you're having to repeat a class because you're trying to get into one of those competitive programs and you need to take that class maybe the third time around, you do have to cover that repeat. Also, maintaining that, 2.0 GPA, we want to have, it's not just maintaining that 2.0 GPA. You want to get into that competitive program. You want to keep that high GPA up. So we want you to ensure that you want to get that high GPA up. Jason, have some really great programs for those students that maybe, I don't want to take the TSI. I want to just come in, get a credential of learning, leading to a license. Well, we do have some this time around. It's administrative assistant. We have CNA, which is a certified nurse. We have a dispatcher, which is new. KG technician, phlebotomy, wastewater will be new to our program. And this is kind of a one and done deal that's kind of like you'll take it in the fall, you'll complete that certification and get into the workforce right away. Another thing that we have that we're going to start in the fall is going to be a workforce skills award that is going to be a stepping stone for you. So if you want to start into accounting, air conditioning, management, millwright, plumbing, or welding, these are all workforce skills awards that you can start off there and then eventually say, you know what, I want to get started. Then from there lead to a level 1 certificate, and then maybe eventually level 2 certificate, and eventually go to an associate's degree. So this is definitely a way for you to get your foot into the door and then further advance your education here at Del Mar College. I mean, these are just great opportunities that Del Mar has offered. And, you know, Jason mentioned we really want you to take advantage of our testing opportunities, especially our student success labs, because they're here to help you, help all our students. You know, the TSI is just a benchmark. We want to measure your college readiness, so we're here to help all of our students.
Thank you so much, Gracie. If you guys have any questions, we are kind of actively monitoring the chats. So just to kind of walk through a few things that are really big, and I should have hit on this from the very, very beginning, so I'm going to hit on it again.
Okay.
This is a first dollar in program. So a lot of colleges have started to do what's called promise programs. And what's different about this is we're not taking your scholarship money. We're not taking your financial aid money. We are covering your tuition and some fees. And then you get all of that scholarship money, all of that financial aid money that you were awarded, and you can use that for things like books. You can use that for things like rent or gas or maybe some food, whatever it is that you need to be successful in college. So we really, really want you guys to apply for scholarships, to apply for financial aid, because what makes this program unique and special and meaningful to our community is we've removed the tuition barrier so that you have more money in your pocket to completely focus on college and finish whatever you started. So again, this covers all of our programs.
Yeah, it covers all our programs. And so we've also helped students that are, you know, seeking degrees at transfer. You know, so that's been very helpful for a lot of our students. So
yeah, and I think that's a great piece, Gracie, is that you could go to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, you could go to Texas A&M University Kingsville, both great institutions right in our backyard, after taking advantage of this program. So maybe you want to do engineering. I met a student yesterday. He's at Carroll High School. He wants to be an engineer.
Yep. So
he can take advantage of Freedom to Dream, get his 60 hours as associate's degree in engineering, transfer over to TAMUK, an institution that's known nationally for their engineering program, and finish his credential there and get a bachelor's degree. My brother got a bachelor's degree over at Texas A&M University Kingsville in electrical engineering. He's doing great, doing great stuff.
My son has a degree in engineering from TAMUK.
All right.
He's doing great. Yeah.
So just one of like a ton of pathways, and any public Texas university accepts Del Mar College credits. Private universities, a little different, but overall, like any public university. So if you want to go be an Aggie, you want to be a horns up,
That's right.
whatever it is that you want to do, you can still take advantage of this program. And really, if you did a little bit more, took some summer classes, you could be there in spring of 2020, like 2028 or earlier,
Right.
at one of those institutions and transfer. So this doesn't close any doors for you. You can
No.
do so many things
And we
by
also
taking
have
advantage.
some great, our own bachelor's degrees. So students stay here and complete the Bass OML here as well. So we have our bachelor's in nursing. So there's a lot that our students can stay here, and it's great to see our students thrive.
Yeah, thank you, Gracie. So got a question in the chat. So if you have a FAFSA, just popped off. Sorry. If you want to put that back up, I will. We'll get back to it. But I'll just say that FAFSA-wise, we've kind of been encouraging this over and over. Filling out your financial aid application is super important. It's one of the best steps you can take as part of this program because you get that money in your pocket. And if you qualify for Pell Grants or any other grant that the state of Texas offers, you get to keep that money in your pocket, you know? And can't emphasize this enough. Go to delmar.edu/scholarships, fill it out. Takes like 15 minutes. So fill out RFI first, delmar.edu/freedom. Immediately go over and fill out a scholarship application.
That's right. So one of the questions we get all the time is, what if I get stuck? Do I need help? Absolutely. So students, feel free to come to the campus, come to the Student Enrollment Center and just say, you know what, I need help. Come help. And so just come to to any of the enrollment centers at any of the campuses, and we have staff that will help students fill out the FAFSA.
The question just popped back up, so we'll get
Okay.
to, all right, thank you very much for putting it back up. So if we get both the FAFSA and the Freedom to Dream, do we pay for the classes and they get refunded, or are we able to access the financial aid or FAFSA money? So Freedom to Dream pays for your classes first,
Yes.
right?
It
So you don't
absolutely-
have a tuition balance. You might have some fees that you have to pay, right?
Lab
You know,
fees.
lab fees.
Some courses will have like inclusive access, which is their book fee that's already tied into the class. Not very many, but sometimes they do. So it's a small fee. But other than that, once the financial aid pays for that small, maybe lab fee, or maybe there's a book fee, the rest goes to the student. So that's it.
Yeah, so we're not there's no like refunded or any of that kind of stuff. Like we're paying for your classes up front, so that financial aid money goes into your account once it's dispersed.
So once the waiver has been put on the account and students get registered, their balance is already zero from the get-go.
So that kind of goes back to like, we'll kind of loop back around to a little bit of this. Like, what are some program requirements? Because that student success agreement that you're going to fill out at the very end of this process. Okay, so remember, you start by filling out the request for information, which is at www.delmar.edu/freedom. And once you go there and fill out all that information, there's the steps that are associated with becoming a student. What are those steps, Gracie, that are associated with for any student?
Well, for any student, of course, it's filling out the request for more information. That is the first thing every student needs to do. Next thing, you're going to receive that message, complete the applied texts, get that in. After that, fill out, we need your high school transcript, and if you have any college work, send in your official college transcript. TSI scores, of course, if you're under the age of 21, we need your meningitis shot, and that's pretty much it.
So those are the big steps. So we're going to prompt you to kind of do those things
Right.
by email and text. So as soon as you fill out that request for information, you should get a text and an email from us. And then you'll go through that admissions process. And then if you're eligible for Freedom to Dream, you're going to get a student success agreement. And at
Right.
that point, once you sign that, then you're part of Freedom to Dream. And yeah, your tuition balance will be zero. Any financial aid or scholarships that you are awarded will, when they're dispersed, will go straight to you. And you get to use that money for whatever you need to, again, ideally, whatever you need to focus on college and
Right.
remove any barriers that you have. Because what we want is for students to not have to work full time. A lot of students at Del Mar College,
Right.
they work full time. They're working nights, weekends, all kinds of things. We wanted to reduce that burden for people so they can complete whatever they start here, whatever their dream is, and get to that place. So whether that's being a firefighter, being a police officer, being an English professor, an English teacher, anything,
Anything they want to be.
anything you want to be, we have that here. Question that came up yesterday too: is culinary included? Yes, culinary is included. Hospitality is included. Architecture is included. So there's a lot of options for you to kind of look at. And hope we answered that financial aid question you had.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not taking any of that money, so there's no refunds or anything like that. That money goes straight to you.
You know, something that came up yesterday was we've actually had Workforce Solutions help students, offer aid as long as they were Freedom to Dream students. So those, individuals that are working with Workforce Solutions, maybe they can pay for childcare. So we've provided some documentation that they are Freedom to Dream, and so there's been an avenue that's been opened with that. So.
That was great, Gracie. You kind of mentioned that, and it's not coming to me right now, but I know there's a web page that has all the support services that Del Mar College currently has, and there's a publication that we made called "Supporting Your Dream." I'm sure if you search our website, you can find it, and it talks about things like childcare. It talks about things like food insecurity. It talks about things like maybe needing some counseling support, all of that stuff is available to Del Mar College students to support you in getting to wherever you want to be. And I guess we would be mistaken if we didn't mention also that we've added success coaching.
That's right.
That's a big new thing that we're doing as part of trying to make sure that people are as successful as they can be. And kind of the reason that we're adding that is because the transition to college is a little bit different. Like, you got to do some things differently. So if I had to say like a top level, why are we doing success coaching and why is that available? It's so that students know about those support services that they have access to be as successful as they can be. Learn how to communicate with their professor. Learn how to work with their professor on getting to where they want to be.
Yeah. And that's going to be part of the requirement. So you're going to meet with a coach once a semester, and you're going to meet with an advisor. So you're going to have 2 touch points each semester. And why? Why? Is because we want to make sure that you get to your end game, that you receive your degree, that you are successful, and that you've accomplished your goal. And that's what we're here. We're here to support you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So again, we're open for questions. We'll kind of go through this one more time, and if we don't have any questions, we'll close out for tonight. But we'll kind of just go over some of the top line stuff again if you just are joining us. So kind of started with just telling people what Freedom to Dream is, right? So Freedom to Dream is a first dollar in program. And what does that mean? That means that we cover your tuition and some fees, and any financial aid money and any scholarship money you're awarded goes to you, right? And it's going to cover up to 60 credit hours, which is an associate's degree. Mm-hmm. And we have academic and workforce pathways available. So process technology, industrial instrumentation are just as covered as philosophy or music or arts or the sciences, biotechnology. Any of those things are options for you as a part of Freedom to Dream. And the goal is to take you from enrollment to completion. Whatever that dream that you have is, that's the whole goal of this, is for you to complete your credential, because it doesn't help the community, doesn't help Nueces County, Corpus Christi, Gregory, Portland, any place around here if we aren't graduating people with credentials of value. So the goal is, and a credential of value is something that gets you a job. That's why you're coming here, right? You want to get a job. You want to get somewhere else. You want to make some more money. You want to provide for your family. Or maybe you just want a really nice sports car. Whatever that is for you. We don't need to know that part. But we need you need to have a dream, like that you want to do something, right? And we're here to meet you halfway and help you get to whatever that dream is. So what are the requirements to be part of Freedom to Dream? Number 1, you got to live in the Del Mar College Taxing District. So that's Corpus Christi ISD, Calallen ISD, Flower Bluff ISD, Toloso Midway ISD, West Oso ISD, and then parts of London ISD and Robstown ISD. So mostly the greater Corpus Christi area is mostly covered. And it doesn't matter if you own or if you rent or if you live with your grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt. That's not what's important. What's important is that you live in the Del Mar College Taxing District somehow, right? And that we can verify that residency. Okay, so checkbox there. Next thing, you have to enroll full-time, and full-time in college is 4 classes, and that could be any way you want to slice it. People ask, like, do I have to come only on Monday and Wednesday? No. In college, you get to make decisions like that for yourself. So you could come Monday, Wednesday. You could come Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Most classes are set up, though, to where you come twice a week or 3 times a week for an hour and 20 minutes or whatever, and that class is 3 credit hours. So 4 of those together, you get 12 credit hours, you're full-time. We'll pay for more than that, though. If you want to take 15 or 18, we want to probably not go higher than 18, but we'll pay for more credits than that. So if you want to do 18 credits a semester, we'll pay for that as part of Freedom to Dream. The next thing is you have to maintain a 2.0 GPA. So that's just a C average. So a C average is all we expect, and that's the continuing thing. So whether you're coming in with some college credits, you have to have a C average, or if you're starting with no college, when you start our program, you need to maintain a C average. And then the last thing, we kind of talked about this on and off throughout this this conversation today, is you have to sign a student success agreement. That's the last step in the process. So you fill out the request for information at delmar.edu/freedom. do all your admissions checklist items that Gracie mentioned, apply Texas, you're under 21 and bacterial meningitis, you've sent us your transcripts officially, or maybe you're a high school graduate, you don't have the official ones yet, you sent the unofficial one for now. Okay, you're good to go. You sign that success agreement. You're part of Freedom to Dream, okay? You're going to start in fall of 2026, and you have to enroll full-time every fall and spring. Summers are included if you want, but they're optional. You don't have to go summer, but you have to enroll in fall and spring full-time. 3 populations are really what we're targeting here. High school graduates, whether you got a GED or you're graduating from Carroll, King, Miller, Moody, West Oso, that's not important. What's important is that you're a high school graduate of 2026. So if you're going to Richard and Melbourne right now, or any of our other academies that are all over this community, that's included. You just have to, if you're dual enrollment, you have to have a 2.0 coming in. So if you've done any dual enrollment classes through Del Mar College or any institution that you want to transfer the credits, you got to have a 2.0. Adult learners, this is a little bit more complex, but we'll go through it. If you have completed 12 or less college credits, you're eligible for Freedom to Dream, but you have to have a 2.0, at least a C average. And you can't have attempted more than 18. So attempted for us means you could have withdrawn from a class. That's attempted hours. You also could have gotten an F in a class, and that's attempted hours, right?
Yes.
So maybe you got 12 credits, you got A's across the board, took 3 classes, and you got some D's and F's. Well, those are attempted hours, right? So we don't want to go over 18. And then we'll kind of go into like which path is right for you, and skipped over that other slide because we'll just quickly go over, okay, college readiness. What does that mean, Gracie? What does college readiness mean?
Well, college readiness just means that whatever program of study that you choose, whether it's a level 1 certificate, it doesn't really need test scores. So you can just go straight into that path. But if you choose a program of study that requires you to be, say, college, a higher level of math, like, biology or, then you would require some college readiness, TSI, certain level of TSI scores. So that's what we determine college readiness. And so it just depends on the program of study, and you choose that when you do your Apply Texas. So that's what we're looking at as far as college readiness. So.
And to build on that, if you feel like, hey, I don't know, reach out to us.
Yeah.
We'll tell you.
We'll help you. Yeah, like, so say, for example, you can choose, you can choose biology coming in, and then once you get into the enrollment center and then you start speaking to your advisor and you say, I don't know if biology's the program of study I want to, go for. Maybe I want to do, maybe I do want to do firefighter, and then that will change my trajectory. So, everything will change. So we'll just do a change of major, and then, you go into a different pathway. So we'll definitely have those discussions.
Absolutely. And there's opportunities for you to get your Texas Success Initiative scores up. If you want to go to the Student Success Center, they have all kinds of resources and tutors and things that can help you get your math scores up, get your reading scores up, get your English scores up, if that's the path you want to go down. That's free and available to you. And then what we recommend is go plan that for a morning, and then that afternoon, take the TSI again. Go take the TSI again. Yeah. Right over here in the White Library, that's also on the Heritage Campus. So they're walking distance from each other. Right. So maybe spend the morning practicing, getting your skills up, take the test again.
And like Jason mentioned earlier, the sooner that you apply, we can start messaging you today. What is your next step? Do it early so that you can start taking advantage of the messaging that we're sending you to say, go here to study, so that you can go in prepared to take these tests. Exactly,
Gracie. But we'll also talk about another population of people, maybe they don't want to do that at all, right? So what are your options, okay? Maybe you didn't do so well on the TSI and you don't really want to do it again, or maybe you've never done it and you're just like, that's just not for me, right? Well, you have some options, right? Any certificate level 1 does not require the Texas Success Initiative. So all of those are available to you. And we have an AI agent at the bottom of our delmar.edu page. In fact, he's available throughout the entire Del Mar College website. Go to the bottom of a page, and I think he's in the corner, bottom right
Right.
corner, and just click on that. Ask him. Ask him about different degree options, what certificate level ones we have. There's all kinds of options, whether that's welding, non-destructive testing, I think has a cert level 1 or 2. So there's some options that you have to go into things without any TSI needed.
Right.
And then we also have continuing education options that are kind of all structured to get you a job quick in one semester.
Right, which is like he said, the workforce skills, which are accounting, air conditioning, management, millwright, plumbing, and welding. And again, all those will just give you the start, the basis to begin moving into a level 1 certificate. And if you don't even want to do anything and you want to just do a one type of course, you can go into a credential leading to a license, which would be like an administrative assistant, a CNA, which is a certified nurse's aide, a dispatcher, which is kind of cool. It's just kind of new to be to be on the end, taking those emergency calls, EKG technician, legal secretary, maybe phlebotomy, wastewater technician. So these are all new programs through our continuing education, which is really great program. This is new, so that as soon as you finish this class, you're ready to get into the workforce.
Yeah, and those dispatcher, I see the ads all over the place for Corpus Christi Police Department. I think it's $19 plus an hour.
Yeah.
So for something that takes you one semester to kind of get acclimated to, so I don't know, 8, 16 weeks. I think I don't know exactly how long it is, but it's pretty short.
Well-
you can immediately go in and be making $19 plus an hour here in Corpus Christi, and I know other municipalities have police departments that need dispatchers too. So that's a great opportunity.
Yeah, so
option.
anybody that enters these licenses in September, well, by December, they'll be ready to get into the workforce.
By September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they start in September and they'll be ready to get into the workforce. So
We have a question, so I'm going to take us off this path for just a brief moment. And the question is about how long does it take after applying? So I'm going to cut over to the last step. So when you go to delmar.edu/freedom, if we were doing this live, I'd tell you to scan that QR code, but I realize some of you are on your phones or on a laptop or computer, so you can't scan the QR code. So if you go to delmar.edu/freedom, there's a request for information page. And you should immediately get a text and an email from us, as long as you put a phone number in, right? And you put an email address in, which kind of require the email address. But if you put both of them in, you'll get a text and an email, and we'll start checking your file. And
Right.
I think now we're pretty much to the point where 2 or 3 weeks, we're kind of
yeah, so what's happening is that we're getting a lot of requests for more information, but I don't have the application. So I need the application for admission. So I need them to fill out the Apply Texas part, because I need to find out their residency. So that's the part I'm missing right now. So the sooner they get that in, then we can start moving forward to say, I need, transcripts, I need this. And those students that know that I've already attended, I need an unofficial transcript. It doesn't matter like from A&M Corpus or Kingsville, just so I can determine if they're a non-traditional student, that I need to see those hours.
Yeah, and
sooner we get
non-traditional just
those.
means that you're not a graduate of 2026. So
Right.
maybe you're 26, 30, 40, it doesn't matter your age, but we just need some of those documents. So if you want to go to applytexas.org,
Yes.
you can start that right now. There's not necessarily an order that you have to do this in, but
No.
you do have to fill out the request for information form. That's the biggest thing. Everything else could be done kind of out of order. Like you get your bacterial meningitis shot now and then do your Apply Texas in a week. But ideally, you try to do all that stuff as quickly as possible so Gracie and her team can quickly get back to you about whether you qualify for Freedom to Dream or not. So the biggest thing is getting your Apply Texas in, getting your documents in, and that's how we're going to know if you qualify. So we'll give you kind of a ballpark of 2 to 3 weeks. You should hear from us. Either you're denied, and we'll tell you why you're denied, right? Maybe it's residency, maybe it's excessive hours, right? You've attempted 21 plus hours, but that doesn't mean that your thing with Del Mar College is over. We still have financial aid and scholarships. We do have some opportunities on the continuing education side through grants. So there may be some ways you can still upgrade your career or find a new path for yourself, even if Freedom to Dream doesn't work out. But if it does work out, you'll get approved and you'll get some next steps.
Right.
It could be you need some little more support on your Texas Success Initiative thing or whatever. But we'll guide you all the way through. But the biggest thing, as Gracie mentioned, is getting this stuff done. So as we kind of close out tonight, please go to www.delmar.edu/freedom, fill out that form, and then the very next thing you should do is go fill out a scholarship application. Because, again, first dollar in, that means you get to keep any money you're awarded through scholarships or financial aid. And we're incredibly proud of our foundation. They work really hard and do all kinds of things all year so that they can keep breaking records. And last year they broke a record again, and they gave $2.6 million in scholarships to our students, and incredible amount of money and incredible amount of support. And all you have to do is spend 15 minutes filling out their application. So right after you fill out our delmar.edu/freedom request for information to be part of Freedom to Dream, go to that scholarship page, and that's delmar.edu/scholarships, and in about 15 minutes of your time. So tonight, you could get all this stuff done, and then you're on a great path to be part of Freedom to Dream again, as long as you qualify for those other things. And we'll kind of close out by inviting you guys to Oso Creek campus tomorrow. You're not obligated to go. You're at an info session right now, you know?
But if you need help, just come on by, and we'll have a lab open, and we'll have staff available to help you fill out whatever you need.
And Gracie's team, my team will both be there. And if you don't know where Oso Creek campus is, it's just at Rodfield Road and Yorktown Boulevard. It's like right on that corner. So come over there. We're in the main building, and that's kind of closer to the police, the Corpus Christi Police Academy. So if you just right in that entrance, like come in there and come check us out. We'll help you guys out. We'll go through everything, and we'll have a lab open to do your Apply Texas, to do financial aid, anything else you need to do. So thank you, Gracie.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. This was fun.
Thank you guys so much, and we look forward to seeing you on one of our campuses and starting in fall of 2026.